to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelly, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in. Angie.
Shelly.
You know what time it is.
It is
I know you're going to...
3:21.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do that. Which means...
It's time for another Hot Flash Chronicles podcast.
Woot.
I'm very excited. My name's
To the
Angie.
I'm Shelly.
What are we talking about today, Shellinator?
We are going to talk about... It's not near and dear to me. I'm going to tell you that. But it's a necessity in life. We're going to talk about clutter, decluttering, and low-grade hoarding. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whether it's clutter in our minds, in our schedules, in our bank accounts, in our homes, in our workplaces, we tend to accumulate too much stuff in all of the categories.
Yep.
And how do we deal with it? Why does it happen? And maybe some personal anecdotes, because that's what we roll with.
That's what we roll with. And maybe some ideas on how to deal with it. Because I think that's the hardest part.
Right.
Is figuring out, well, what do I do with all of this, either emotional stuff or actual physical stuff?
Right.
The thing I've noticed about how I accumulate stuff, and the reason this topic kind of really popped up with me, is I've been moving the last few months and packing things up.
The longest move in
the history of the frigging world.
So for backstory, originally Shelly and Phil moved in with us, and that was going to be ? How long it was. And they were with us for about 7 weeks, I think. And then they wound up getting an apartment because we realized that logistically that wasn't going to work. But we still work together here and stuff. And but
really
they're only a few minutes away. Yeah. It was a space thing. We just didn't have enough space for all four of us.
And why was that? Because we had too much shit. That's why.
So in that, we realized as much as it sounds fun to integrate everything, logistically, we couldn't do it.
Yeah. So that kind of forced Phil and I into this position of really looking at all of this physical stuff that had accumulated over years, decades for me. I had some of my parents' stuff mixed in. Things I've had from several moves. So that's why I thought, you know what? I know a lot of people who have not just their household stuff, but they also have like a storage unit that they've literally had for years.
Don't look in the storage room in my photo studio if you're ever here.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable how much stuff I have in that room that I never, ever
We
use.
all have that room of shame. I feel like everybody, it could be your garage, it could be a storage unit, it could be an extra room in your house. But it reminds me of on Friends, Monica had a closet.
Yes.
At the end, in one of the seasons, it was one of the later seasons, she was always so neat and tidy, but you opened up this closet and it was just full of random junk, full to the brim. And I think we all have one of those.
So why do we get so attached to belongings? And what kind of things do we get attached to? Like I have a lot of, I might use this someday. Example, totally random example, pineapple slicer. Okay, so I have not one.
Oh dear. Okay.
2 pineapple slicers because I bought one and I forgot that I had bought it, so I bought a second one.
Because you really thought you were going to slice some pineapple.
What do I need to do with 2 pineapple slicers? So do I donate one? Yes. Do I need to have just an actively ongoing donation bin? Yes. Do I have one? No. Is this, how many times have I used it? Probably 3 times total in 5 years.
Oh.
So it was so important to me and so handy because I eat a lot of pineapple that it was like not just once, but 2 times I thought I must own this. But is there another way to cut the pineapple? Obviously. And I usually do that because
obviously you've only done it 3 times, and I know you've ate pineapple more than 3 times.
I know because I realized that the pineapple slicer itself doesn't get all of the pineapple. So why the fuck do I still own both of these?
Yeah.
Is the question. I don't know the answer to that.
Angie has just given us the perfect scenario right there.
I have 4 Crockpots.
And I might need it. I might need it category. And I think so there's different kinds of why we keep things categories. And I think one of them is we've invested some money into something, a thing. It could
You want to get
be,
the value out of it that you pay. I think they were like $13 each time. So I've now
yeah.
spent $26 on pineapple slicing apparatuses.
So there's like a guilt associated
Yeah, if
with
I just get rid of it, I should just throw $26
$6
out the
at
window.
something. So
Ugh.
keeping it somehow in our brains makes us think, well, I might use this because I did pay my, okay. Ask yourself how many treadmills you've had, how many exercise bikes you've had,
Listen,
how many
I feel
mixers,
personally attacked right now.
Vitamixers slash shake maker slash some
Tupperware,
kitchen device that
food
does
storage.
a panini grill. Like I'm talking a pineapple slicer.
Name a kitchen appliance. I now have 2 Instapots.
Right. Because why
wouldn't
wouldn't you
I?
have two? Right.
Well, I went to a garage sale the other day and there was a really pretty Pioneer Woman one.
Yeah.
So I bought it at the garage sale, but then I have this other one that I had and I'm like, oh, well, what if, no, I'm not going to use 2. What do I do with this other one? Do I donate it? Do I try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace? Do I find a friend that needs an Instapot? While I'm sitting in all of these choices, there sits the second Instapot.
It's sitting there taking up some space.
Some.
Yeah.
They're pretty big.
Yeah. And this is the thing is we try to reason or justify why we've done this purchase, and it's like, and it feels wasteful if you don't use it, but you don't. And what we forget to factor in is that we're just not fucking using it. Okay. It's sitting there. We're not using it. And we have to be honest with ourselves. We're not gonna, okay? We're not gonna slice enough pineapple with Angie's 2 pineapple slicers to justify why we're keeping 2. And
Yeah.
we're not using either one, but they're there
I don't
somewhere
even know
taking
how
up
many
space.
Crockpots I own, Shelly.
Yeah. There's a
Many.
crockpot hoarding.
At least 5
Yeah.
of different sizes.
I'm going to take one of those from you because I got rid of mine and now
Okay.
I need one.
I
Okay,
have a brand new one in a box. 'Cause why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you? I'm just ready to go to give to me for my birthday.
That's right. That was your actual birthday present.
Yeah. So, okay. So
getting back to the clutter part of it. So all of these things take up space that if we didn't have all of these things taking up space, what could we do with that space? Our eyes could rest.
Yeah.
We would not feel like we had to clean everything. So what I want to do is go through the whole fucking house, every single drawer, every single closet, every single bin, and just literally purge 60% of the stuff I own.
Yeah.
But
That's
what
a
does
good
that
number.
take? It
Time.
takes time and physical energy.
And it's emotional.
Gas.
It's emotional when you go through this. You guys, it's not about the things. I can tell you
It's not
when
about the pineapple.
my husband was trying to get me to go through things when we were moving, when I finally said, okay, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to make decisions. Here's why I put it off for months and months before we ever started moving. Here's why. Because I knew when we got to certain boxes out in that garage, there was going to be decision making that I was going to have to do. And for me, decision making is emotional.
Sure.
And it takes a lot of time and bandwidth. And mentally, it makes me get tired real fast if you throw a bunch of decisions at me in an hour or 2 period of time. Because he would be like, well, just go through one box at a time. But I'm telling you that I'm the kind of person that everything you bring up out of that box, first of all, is going to trigger a memory for me, especially the sentimental, as I call them, the sentimental boxes. See, these are the ones from my parents, from my childhood, from me growing up teenagehood, from when my kids were little. And every item that you bring out, I'm going to have a memory of it. I have to replay that memory in my mind. And then it makes me not want to get rid of that thing, even though that thing has been in a box for 15 years and I haven't fucking seen it. It doesn't take away the memory. And what I have to realize is I no longer need to have the physical thing to remind me of the memory. What I need to do probably is take a picture of that thing and start an album on my phone, on in the cloud or whatever that's called memories, childhood memories or my kids' memories, because I do not need to physically carry these around with me anymore. And I'm going to be moving to England and I can't afford to ship boxes and boxes of nostalgic memorabilia. It's
100% agree.
either going to have to stay here with my kids, which I will do with the important things, or I have to just be able to say goodbye to it physically and just keep a picture of that memory. There are things that were tucked away for 30 years and I haven't touched them, but I didn't want to throw them away because I didn't want to make the decision.
Right.
And that's the hardest part, I think, where people get backed up and why we start getting clutter in our houses and in our lives is it's hard to emotionally detach from some of these things that trigger important core memories for us.
So I know that one of the reasons that I have a lot of stuff is there were periods in my life through previous relationships where we were broke,
Hmm.
like holding garage sales to make rent,
Yep.
broke, right? Like so broke that you had to figure out if you could afford to buy a loaf of bread this month,
Yep.
kind of broke. And coming from that scarcity to now I am in abundance.
Hmm.
I was talking to Jeff about this the other night because I was like, I want to just get rid of half the shit in our house. Like, I don't need it. And he was like, well, are you going to just fill it up again? And I was like, I'm filling a void through shopping because if I'm sitting there watching an Instagram reel and I see somebody use a pineapple slicer, there's something in my mind that's like, oh, I can afford that.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yep.
Like, there's no like, can I fit that into the budget? It's like, oh, I'll show life. I can buy one, and not only one, I can buy 2. Like, it's
Yeah.
like a measure of success for
Yep.
me, but I need to not waste my money trying to prove to who
That you're in abundance.
that I'm in abundance. So I
Yeah.
overspend
Hmm.
to, like, let myself know I've quote unquote made
You're
it.
capable of
So
it.
I overspend because I'm in proving mode,
Hmm.
which is not a healthy place to be
No.
because it's just a waste of resources.
Yeah.
So Jeff's like, that's great that you're recognizing that. What are we going to do to make it so you stop filling up the house? Like, if we purge a bunch of stuff, let's not just fill it all back up again. And I'm like, I don't really know. Like, when we cleaned out that whole closet last month,
Yeah.
he's like, well, this is all well and good, but we did this 2 years ago. And you were like, oh, we're never going to mess up the whole closet again. And here we are again. Well, you know what? That's just how life is.
You
So,
have to break a cycle and
yeah.
it's hard, but you're recognizing why. And
Yeah.
that's the first
And that's the
part.
first time I said out loud, it's because I've lived in scarcity and I'm
Mhm.
trying to prove to myself that I'm in abundance.
Mhm.
It's the first time I've made that connection. It's like, oh shit. So maybe I can catch myself like, do I really need this pineapple slicer? Or am I just trying to prove something to myself? Because
Yeah.
I can just cut it without.
I know for a fact that when we have AI read what we should say about this episode, it's going to include pineapple slicer.
I feel like
100%.
it's gonna be in the title.
It
I will
is.
bet $20 the
Yes,
title it
it's
comes
going
up
to
with
come
has
up with pineapple slicer.
pineapple slicers and why we don't need them.
Yeah. Or why would you?
So I feel like it can be very cathartic to go through your stuff and purge and pare down and all this stuff, and it can give you a sense of organization. So
Mhm.
how do we go about doing that?
Yeah. I think what I found as I was going through all my stuff, and I had so much, and I still have more to go through. But what I did was I set a limit of how much time I was going to commit to it, and like how many boxes. So I had a rule ahead of time because I had to set a boundary with my husband, who would want to just, if I'd get done with the box, he'd want to just bring me another one.
Mm.
And so I told him, here's what I can do. I can do 45 minutes at a time. I'm willing to sit for 45 minutes and make decisions for 45 minutes. And I'll do as many boxes as I can easily in 45 minutes. I won't put a number of what that is because I'll use that time. I might use that to make a decision on 3 items or maybe 300. I don't know, but that's the time. So I set a boundary of how
So you
much.
set a time limit.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, of how much time per, how many of our days we were going to be doing it. And
Mhm.
I did it like 3 days a week. I committed to 3 days a week. So I was putting about an hour and a half of time, something like that, or almost 2 hours
See, I feel
in.
like I don't have time limits around it. And one of the accolades I will give to my husband that is a huge bonus for him is if I were to say, like, hey, I want to organize this half of the garage today, he recognizes my physical limitations. And I can basically just plant myself in the dining room and he'll just keep bringing boxes in,
Mhm.
and he'll lift, what about this? What about this? And I'll be like, donate, kitchen, upstairs, donate, trash. And we can go through, and then
Yep.
he'll make piles of things. And then every pile, like he'll make a pile for the bedroom and a pile for the kitchen and a pile
Mhm.
for laundry. And then he will then redistribute things to those rooms.
Yeah.
So we can conquer a lot because he'll do the physical labor.
Right.
I just have to make decisions. So like when he sometimes will help like empty my car out into Rubbermaids,
Mhm.
and I can just kind of, he'll hold things up and I'm like, "Oh, that goes to the studio." So he'll make a bin of each thing. So incredibly helpful
Yeah.
because then I just have to make decisions, and then he'll put it in the room that I ultimately said it needs to live in. And then once I get that whole bin into our bedroom, then I know where to disperse it.
Yeah.
But that is so incredibly helpful when you're going through a decluttering. If I try to do it myself, I'm going to get about a third of the way through. I'm going to take everything off of all of the shelves or everything out of the closet or
And
empty
it's
the
gonna sit somewhere
pantry,
else.
and it's going to all sit in front of me. Like, listen, I'm cleaning up my closet. I will empty the whole closet out onto the bed,
Yep.
and then I'll run out of energy.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh shit.
Yep.
And I can't get into bed
Yeah. Because
because
now
my
you've
whole closet is on my bed. So I get myself into a pickle and then I burn myself out
you
because
do have to
I make
recognize
myself,
your
yeah.
style. Like, you have a style of you can get through it if somebody will do the distribution. If you can just make the decision point, point, point,
Mhm.
then it can go to the next stage
Mhm.
and then you can finish it out.
And not that I'm
So
just sitting there and
that's
telling him what to
no,
do.
well,
I mean,
no,
I'm also actively,
you're
like,
making the
moving stuff.
decision
Right,
and
but I'm also, like, actively pointing, but he's the
right,
one carrying the heavy stuff and, like,
right.
putting, like, he does a lot of the labor, and I'll do, like, sorting
Well,
and
see, and for mine is it's like it's not a physical limitation for me, it's an emotional limitation.
right.
And just the pure act, and this is where you have to gauge for yourself what is your style when it comes to decision making, when it comes to organization, when it
Mhm.
comes to making something organized out of something very disorganized. Like
Mhm.
what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And that's kind of a thing to think about ahead of time. Have a plan, a real plan for how you are going to review the cluttered area, whatever it is, whether it's your house, your garage, your bedroom, your closet, your workspace, whatever. Get a plan of how you're going to do it. If you need help, get somebody who can help you. If you're going to
Mhm.
be more efficient with a partner, then ask a friend, ask your partner, ask your kid, whatever. If you know that you'll do better as a team, and then find someone. Don't do it on your own if you really can't do it on your
Right,
own.
because 'cause I'm gonna overcommit and then not be able to
And then you're
finish
going to
it.
be mad at yourself and you're
Exactly.
going to feel like you failed and that you just have another big mess. So there is an emotional aspect to organization. Some of us are just not organized people. That's not how we work. I'm not highly organized
Mhm.
about some things,
Right,
but then I am very highly organized about others. So I think a lot of it, and the reason we shy away from this is there's actually some self-reflection needed here
right.
to figure out why you have all this shit in your house.
Yeah, and
Eh,
me realizing like, "Oh, I'm just trying to prove to myself that I'm in abundance." That's a good realization to make because once
Yeah.
I'm aware of it, now I can start to slay that dragon.
Yeah.
And it's not just like physical stuff. Like our calendar can get very full
Yep.
because we're overcommitting and then it's like we're exhausted because we can't seem to say no. So we can pare down like what we're saying yes to.
Mhm.
I like monetarily, like we have a lot of auto pay things,
Mhm.
right? I just had something last week where where my business debit card got compromised. And somebody was running like fake Google ad transactions to the tune of like 3 grand.
Oh, geez. Oof.
And Chase is like, well, we need a letter from Google saying that these weren't your charges because
Mhm.
like otherwise we can't charge it back. So that sucks, first of all. But in that they're replacing the debit card because obviously somebody got a hold of this number.
Yeah.
So now in the last week I've been getting all of these, oh, you need to like change up your payment source. Like this card isn't going through anymore for this subscription or like your Netflix or your, like my
Mhm.
Adobe Photoshop subscription, like all of these things that are these monthly payments. So now I'm like,
Do I need
oh,
this?
I didn't realize I was still paying for that. Do I even use it?
Yeah.
So now I'm decluttering my transactions.
Yeah.
So it's like all of these things are saying need a new form of payment. And I'm like,
maybe I don't want this
I don't think
anymore.
I actually need this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need it. And I'm not just replacing it everywhere. I'm being very selective about, nope, I don't think I need that in my life anymore. And that's okay. Like,
It's
I don't
okay
need all of
to
the auto pay things because
we
it's
should
like I've
assess
been
that
paying for
regularly.
Mid Journey, which is like the image creating
Yeah.
AI where you can like type it. I'm like, I haven't used that in over a year.
Yeah.
And I'm paying, I don't know, $10, $20 a month.
Yeah, it's like, get rid of it.
Why?
So that's in a world where we have exactly that, like automatic subscriptions and things like that. Things go on auto and you don't think about them
Hmm.
anymore. And sometimes you might have only used that app for 2 months or something, and now it's charging you $14.99 a month. So this whole idea of the stuff we keep, the stuff we get rid of, clutter being an actual physical thing in your
Hmm.
house or in your subscriptions or on your calendar,
Or in your mental space, like,
whatever.
what stuff is taking up space in your mind
Yeah,
that
that's
doesn't
clutter.
deserve a spot there?
Right. And that's the thing that we have to do. And I think it's Marie Kondo or whatever.
Yeah.
She said something about if you
Sparking
haven't,
joy.
yeah, it's about spark and joy, but she's like, if you haven't touched it in 6 months, if it's been out of sight, out of mind in 6 months, you're not using it.
And that
You're
could go
not
with
using it.
subscriptions too, like, if you haven't watched Peacock TV
Yeah.
in 6 months, maybe cancel it.
Yeah.
Like, if you haven't like, I realized that my Amazon, account had a Kindle subscription for Kindle Unlimited
Hmm.
because I used to read a lot of Kindle books, and that's a way to get, like, quote, unquote, "free," but I've been paying $13 a month, and I looked the last time I had used one was almost 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "How much money have I given these people?"
And
So,
not
it's like
utilizing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, so you can also it's just taking up bandwidth that so if you haven't used it in 6 months, if it's something that you're paying for,
So, you
you
guys,
know?
here's the thing, if you cancel that subscription to Kindle, you can start it again.
Yeah.
If you figure out, "Oh, wait, I really am gonna use it," you can cancel
Yeah,
anything and restart it. I think a lot of times we keep things as a security holder
just in case.
just in case, so we don't cancel things or we don't throw them out. Pineapple slicer, just in case that pineapple shows up that I wanna use that, gadget on. We're really hammering that for pineapple
I
slicer.
know.
Yeah, so it's like it is like making a decision about what use is this to me? Am
Mhm.
I utilizing it? And that can be any one, it can be the physical thing, the emotional thing, the thing in your checkbook. Am I actually going to use this?
Right.
Yes or no?
And is it worth what I'm paying for it? So you have to think, am I utilizing this service enough to where if somebody showed up at my door and said, "We have this software where you can create images by typing in a prompt and you're going to hand me $240 cash," would that be worth it?
Yeah,
Probably
probably not.
not. No.
A lot of the reason we keep things is we fear that if we get rid of it, oh God, then we're going to need it. Fine.
So just re-sign up.
Just re-sign up, or just go get another pineapple slicer. Try to live without it for a few months and see if it works. But I think the reason we get clutter is more about our emotional
Mm.
ties to things. It's more about our feelings of we're living in abundance now or scarcity. It's way more tied to those, and it overflows physically into your life. And I get uneasy when I'm around a bunch of clutter.
Oh,
It starts
totally.
getting me really friggin' stressed
So,
out.
like, my bedroom right now is super cluttered.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
not
it
a
looks
place
like
to
a
sleep.
tornado went through,
Yeah.
and it's to the point where I wouldn't want anybody to walk into that room because I'd be embarrassed. And every time I walk in, I'm like, "Oh god, I have to
And your
do all
bedroom
this."
should be a sanctuary.
Yeah, and I have to
That's
like, "Oh my god, I have to do all these things." And it's like it's giving me a real squidgy feeling that I don't like, and it's like,
yep,
just get rid of half of that shit. You don't
yep,
need it. Like
yep.
it's all
Just start realizing that it's less is better.
mhm,
Usually when it comes, that's the one thing I found that I'm really liking about living in our new space is I am not letting the clutter come in, and I'm trying to really commit hard to that happening where we do not start overstuffing the cupboards. We do not start overstuffing every free area that's available,
mhm.
which is very hard to do with my husband who likes to put everything in front of him on the floor so he can see it.
Yeah,
Literally.
he does.
It's not okay with me. So we're trying to not get back into that habit, but just recognize if you're going to do this, figure out your style, figure out how much time you're willing to commit, and give yourself space to not get overwhelmed in it.
Totally.
And just, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
That's
That's how you declutter. It's
Yep.
the same thing. You declutter your
Just
mind.
do one drawer.
Declutter
You don't
your
have to
emotions.
do your whole garage.
Yep.
Do one drawer.
Just commit to one thing, one
Mhm.
small task, and
Yeah.
get it rolling. And
I love that.
get rid of that goddamn pineapple slicer, Angie.
I'm
You
going to
don't need
commit to donating both of them, in fact.
I love it.
I
You
love it
heard it
too.
here. She's going to do it.
Okay, what an incredible topic that felt a little uncomfortable to admit some things publicly, but also a little freeing to be like, there's a reason I won't invite you into all of the rooms in my house because they're full of junk. So, what are some areas that you guys find you're overcluttered, or
where's your Monica closet? Do you have
how
one?
do you overcome it? Like, do you have some tips on how to declutter, whether it's your finances, your calendar, your mental bandwidth, or your stuff?
Can I give you $20 and will you come and do it for me? That's what I want to know.
$20 feels like lowballing.
You think it is?
I feel
what
like
if they get a free pineapple slicer with that?
Okay, well, color me corrected. So Shelly, we're gonna do some rapid fire questions.
Yes.
As we always do to wrap this up. So I'm gonna start with, what's your favorite kitchen appliance?
Oh, so
Settle
exciting.
down. Settle
down. Oh, the coffee maker. I've got the cool
tracks.
Ninja one that does the Nespresso pods and makes the coffees, and it has a milk frother. So I'm in, like, that's my yes, hands down.
That's my yes.
That's my yes right there.
Okay.
Right there. Angie, if you could ride in a race car at speeds
holy crap
exceeding 180 miles per hour, or if you could parachute, jump out of a plane, which one of those thrill-seeking options would you take?
Is there option C? Because neither of those sounds fun. I guess no shit.
This is why I asked her.
I'm gonna have to go with am I with a trusted person that knows what they're doing in both scenarios?
Yes, you are.
Parachute.
Oh, really?
Well, probably because of my car accident that almost killed me.
Okay.
Like, that sounds fucking terrifying. That sounds
jumping out of a plane sounds fucking terrifying.
That also sounds terrifying, but
I'm sorry, I can't always give you the easy one.
God, that was brutal.
I know.
Bro.
You're welcome. Made you think.
Okay.
Now she's gonna do
sticking with kitchen
terrible.
appliances, favorite crock-pot meal.
Oh, right off the top of my head, right away, I went to pot roast. I love a
I
pot
have a pot roast going right now
in a
my
crock pot.
Crock-Pot.
Yes,
Currently,
it's hands down my fave. It's hands down. I think it's
literally
perfect.
I have a pot roast in my crock pot.
I'm gonna
as
come
we
over and
speak.
have some.
Okay.
Sounds delicious.
I'll allow it.
Okay,
Food one for me.
all right, food one for you. Well, gosh, I
Or
know what
something
you're
you
gonna put in
consume.
your crock pot now. If you could, Snickers bar or peach rings.
Snickers.
Okay.
I do love both, but
I know that's why I was throwing them at you, because I wanted to hear which one.
yes. Okay.
All right.
You guys, thank you so much for listening. We know there's lots of options for you to listen to, and it means the world that you've chosen to listen to us. We will be back on Monday with a new episode again. And if you have a moment, we would love if you could like, subscribe, share with your favorite human, comment, all of those things.
All of
and
those things.
even better, a 5-star review is the bee's knees.
It is.
With that, we bid you adieu, and we hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Ciao.
Bye.
That's a wrap on this episode. If you laughed, related, or just need more, hit subscribe.
Check out the show notes to find us on socials and YouTube, and join our Patreon for exclusive extras.
And remember,
We're still hot,
just in flashes.